What's good, listeners? Welcome to the Chris College Show, Millennial Bunker Edition. Good morning, Marissa. How's it going, fam?
It is going fabulous. Ooh, I got a crazy weird green going on
Is
right
that
now.
what happens when you come back from the Thanksgiving break?
Guess so. That's
You get in the.
crazy.
It's kind of
So
like
much
this.
light.
You know what that's from? That gives me
What
that
is it?
Van Gogh vibes because you were
Oh,
telling
you
me
know
that
what?
you went
I'm
to that
going next
expedition.
week.
Oh,
I'm
next
going
week.
next week to see it too.
I've heard such great reviews about that, but we're not here to talk about Van Gogh. We got an amazing show for everybody out there, and as Marissa does her thing, we always like to do this at the very top of the show because on this day in 1965, The Who released My Generation, and also on this day in 2012, Led Zeppelin were recipients at the Kennedy Center Honors for their lifetime of contributions to American culture. And damn right, they should be celebrated. But also, we got a great show for everybody out there because our guest on Just Talking is Dan Mitre, Associate Director of Community Development at Ubisoft, to discuss the 2021 Game Awards, what the heck is a metaverse, and so much more. And also, we're so excited that it finally dropped last Friday, but you can check out our brand new podcast series, also available on YouTube, called Off the Ferret, featuring the Royals as our second guest ever. More music talk. All right, Marissa, it's time to rock and roll. This is hashtag TLDR, Too Long Don't Read. Marissa and I, we did all the reading for you, so you didn't have to do it. In an article from NPR titled, Debt Collectors Can Now Text, Email, and DM You on Social Media by Joe Hernandez. The next time someone tries to friend you on Facebook or follow you on Instagram, it could be a debt collector. New rules approved by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau that took effect on Tuesday dictate how collection agencies can email and text people as well as message them on social media to seek repayment for unpaid debts. I mean, hello? Have they ever heard of the block button? Under the new rules, debt collectors who contact you on social media must identify themselves as a debt collectors, but can attempt to join your network by sending you a friend request. And as if your baby boomer parents didn't have enough scammers online to deal with on Facebook alone, and collection agencies can also email and text message you. So the new rules also set a limit for the first time on how often debt collectors can call you, and agencies will be restricted to 7 calls per week per account in collection. Bet your ass you didn't call your grandma 7 times per week, so this is dead ass wrong.
Well, watch out, Beyonce, because there is a new queen in town. In an article from today titled, Rihanna named national hero in Barbados as country becomes republic, breaking with the Queen by Scott Stump. So the Queen, aka the British monarch, was represented by her son, Prince Charles, who spoke briefly about the momentous change and referred to the island's dark colonial past under British rule. And Rihanna, who was born in St. Michael and grew up in Bridgetown, was given the honor of being named a national hero of Barbados during Tuesday's ceremony. And I have this awesome image of the two. Where are you? Here we are. Ta-da! So, this was an awesome moment in history, but all I could think about was how amazing Rihanna's nipples look. And based on Prince Charles' twinkling in the eye and gaze, I am not the only one who also thought she had an amazing pair of tits.
I thought her nipples were twinkling at Prince Charles, but
It was, yeah, if you saw the front image, in which you can all see, it was, they were on point. Let me tell you, they were standing guard. Okay.
yeah, yeah, right.
And I think one thing, Chris, like I love about the Caribbean, if anybody has been down there, they are really body positive. It really doesn't matter if you have cellulite, doesn't matter if you got too much thickness or rolls. It's all about enjoying the sun, having it out there. They're very comfortable with their body. You know, and I think maybe Chris, you could take a lesson from this. And are you going to let your nips fly free? Huh?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is kind of a crazy move. I've never would have thought that this would have ever happened during my lifetime because I know a lot of the jokes that were happening on Twitter were like, "Oh my gosh, will Australia or Canada take some notes from what Barbados does because they still have such close ties with the royal family, obviously." So maybe we might see kind of a shakeup happening, geographically, around the world. So we'll see
so.
what's good.
But we also have to look at it as they take away from the colonial ties, also how is their infrastructure looking like and who's helping support them and going forward. As we do know, China has been making roads in Barbados now, so they're trying to carve out their niche in the islands.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, Rihanna, we'll see. We'll see whether Rihanna actually brings people to Barbados because I kind of always thought like people were going there already without the assistance and help of someone like a Rihanna,
Yeah,
to bring tourism.
Yeah, one of the reasons she was named national hero, not only is she from there, but also because she does give back a large proportion of her money and proceeds to the island. She's always been a big proponent of it and helping with getting clean water. So definitely deserving of the first national hero.
Yeah,
and
she's a busy girl.
She is. And despite pregnancy rumors, Queen Rihanna is not expecting a new prince anytime soon. And once again, congrats, Barbados, on your newfound republic.
All right, in an article from BuzzFeed titled 17 Millennial Trends That Are Toxic, Offensive, and Straight Up Cringeworthy by Liz Richardson. So millennials may have a lot to say when it comes to toxic Gen Z trends, but Gen Zers are not afraid to call us out in return. So here are my top 5 toxic millennial trends that I pulled out from the 17 trends that are on here. So let's play the video, Marissa. If you got it, this is probably the best visual representation to bring everybody on board. Number 1, literally dating like this. We're not in a relationship. We're just exclusively dating and staying at each other's places most nights. It's been going on for about 7 months. 90% of millennials. Number 2, making personality traits out of anything, like Hogwarts houses. You'll be asking them what type of person they are, and then they respond with something like, I'm Hufflepuff. Number 3, acting really important. Millennials love referring to everybody as a client. That is so true. Number 4, mental health issues. Why would you put crippling depression in your Tinder profile like it's some fun, quirky personality trait? It's not. And number 5, thinking anyone younger than they are doesn't remember anything. And this is just such a fact. I mean, my little brother just recently got married. He's got a beautiful wife named Maria, and I'm always consistently teasing her, Marissa. Like, I can never understand these damn Gen Zers nowadays because I go, hello, have you ever heard of Austin Powers? They go, I have no idea what you're talking about. You ever heard of what a VCR is? No, I have no idea what you're talking about. These damn Gen Zers, I think I'm getting old, Marissa, because
you sound old.
There's certain things in life where I'm like, how have you never heard of Dana Carvey's Master of Disguise? How are you, like I asked her, have you ever heard of Tropic Thunder?
That's a classic.
Exactly. Come on, Maria. Like, as us millennials, we need to do better to educate these damn Gen Zers, because then maybe they wouldn't have such a panty up their, we'll keep it there. All right. But
tell us how you really feel, Chris. Tell us how you really feel.
Everybody how I really feel, damn it. Us millennials, we need to stick together and we need to educate these damn Gen Zers. But all in all, this is a crazy thing that's happening around the world. But I don't know necessarily if this was cringeworthy, but these are definitely things that us millennials will continue to thrive on, whether they're toxic or offensive. What's good, listeners? Our guest returning live on the Chris Collins Show Millennial Talk Show is Dan Mitre, Ubisoft's Associate Director of Community Development, to discuss the 2021 Game Awards, what the heck is a Metaverse, and so much more. How's it going, fam?
Yay!
Yeah.
There you are. What's up?
Yeah. I feel like we're in like some 90s like metal band. We're like, yeah.
What's that?
What's up? Hey,
Is
Dan,
that how you introduce yourself on Tinder?
What's
that?
Maybe that's why I don't get any hits.
it's because you need to do Facebook's dating Spark, video
that's
on
what
air
that is.
dating. That's where it's
That's
at.
even worse.
That is pretty worse. But Dan, let's get right on into it because the official nominees for the Game Awards 2021 are right around the corner, and there are some strong contenders for the Game of the Year and Best Performance premiering on December 9th at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we wanted to show this visual representation for everybody that's tuning in live on YouTube. But 2021 has some excellent releases, but the 6 nominated for the Game of the Year are Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank, Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village. So, Dan, let's start it off with you. Which video game do you believe should take home the prestigious prize?
Dude, you're going to make me pick one.
I have to. You are in the gaming industry.
Okay. Well, my personal bias tells me Metroid Dread because I grew up with Metroid. I haven't played it, though, so I couldn't tell you firsthand.
And it's funny that you said that because I have
That's
to just
like,
Well,
you want to vote for it, but you never played it.
No, but
I mean the franchise. I love
the
Metroid
franchise is beautiful
Okay.
because I do know that hardcore Metroid fans are in awe over this game. And the reason I think that's so interesting that you pointed out that one game out of the 6 is because that's the only game that's actually 2D.
Yeah.
Compared to the rest of their 3D.
Yeah.
I was amazed that they got nominated as Game of the Year as a 2D.
However, my vote is going to go for It Takes Two. It Takes Two. If you haven't played that game, incredible co-op, amazing story, tearjerker. It's the full package.
It's so funny.
Is that the game for like dating? It's like if you're dating some new chick, you're like, hey, baby, takes two. You want to play?
Yeah, it'll either make or break that relationship. You'll either kill each other over the puzzles or you'll be like, you know what? We work. This works.
See? Pre-marriage approval. Your brother should have done that first, Chris.
What's so fascinating about that is, Dan, is that, I have fell in love with those reemergence of these co-op games. Like I did play the studio company's The Way Out, the Jailbreak one. That's a phenomenal series that's out of this one. I actually have this game sitting in my library. So Scotty, anybody, Kelly, if you're listening, we got to play this game pronto. But if I'm looking at this, do you feel like Ratchet and Clank, Psychonauts 2, or Resident Evil, Deathloop? I mean, Deathloop has at least 2 performers of the year nominated.
This is a solid lineup. I mean, even Resident Evil Village, if you played Resident Evil 7 and saw the evolution into this recent release, just phenomenal storytelling, amazing gameplay features, uses the next gen hardware to its full capabilities. Like, these are 6 solid games. So if you could just pick one of these and put that in your stocking stuffer, you're good this holiday season.
You're good this holiday season. I love that. And Dan, video games have had historically a bad rap when it comes to actor performance. And as video game voiceover actors don't get the same respect for their performances as actors in a more traditional medium such as television, film, and theater, but not anymore thanks to millennials. And the Game Awards have now become the Oscars of the video game industry with several breakthrough performances, often with the help of motion capture technology like Ubisoft's Far Cry 6. Congrats to Ubisoft on this huge nomination, but try not to be too biased. Unless I'm putting your job at risk right now. But who do you think takes home the grand prize?
Look, every one of these actors, again, are so talented in what they do. And they are the lifeblood in turning our worlds into something that's worth following. And it's entertaining for us. I am very biased. I have been working with the team and Giancarlo Esposito and his team. And look, he's done just such an incredible job bringing this beautiful narrative into Far Cry 6. So my vote's going to go for him naturally. I think it was just such a great entry into the franchise. But we'll see. We'll see who takes the cake. I'm voting for Giancarlo.
Yeah, I think you're onto something. I think when you got these top A list celebrities that are coming from the television and film industry that are now joining the gaming industry. That just shows you exactly where the gaming industry is thriving at. And Dan, I really wanted to bring this up with you because video games continue to be a major driving force for changes in the entertainment industries. And one of the effects has been the rise of esports, now bigger than the music and movie industries combined in terms of revenue. That's just insane. And to put this into perspective for the listeners that are tuning in right now, the League of Legends World Championship in 2019 was a record-breaking esports event, drawing in more viewers than the Super Bowl. I know it's hard to believe, but they pulled in more viewers than the Super Bowl. That was over 100 million viewers. That is insane. And as someone, Dan, like yourself, who once ran an esports team at one point, how can this be?
Yeah, look, esports is a platform to sell more video games. You know, it's an opportunity to say, hey, here's how you play games competitively. You should go play it yourself, right? So League of Legends, I don't know if you saw the Washington Post article this morning, actually just said that Riot has not been profitable, nor has the esports ecosystem been profitable for its leagues. That doesn't mean that the revenue is not there. So the revenue is there.
But the wildest part is I could think of it on the top of our head because we have an amazing contributor, Kevin Drake, who's in our Sports World Talk, and he used to attend UC Irvine, and they got one of the most elite esports teams on their campus. Do you see that as being one of the ways to profit now that we got NIL, you know, the name, image, likeness, you know, thriving recently with sports athletes? Do you think esports kids are going to get into that mix?
I think so. You know, it depends on where you sit within the ecosystem. That you know, depending on that, is you'll see some profitability margins. And so I think if you're operating teams and your goal is to get eyeballs, right? Eyeball sells, then you could pitch for other sponsorships and partnerships, and that's where the money is at. So you're all about wins. You're all about marketability of your professionals on your team, building the brand of your team, and that's where I've seen a lot of the profit is at the team level. If you're operating lean and you're bringing in that sponsorship dollars, but it's a bit tougher when you're entering as a league or a league operator. It's all about marketing and getting more eyes on your game. So, do you
think the marketing of the global appeal has helped esports and gaming with the fact alone that we're seeing, you know, women and women teams are playing a part more often today?
Yeah, it's showing that esports is more accessible to a wider demographic. It's not just dudes sitting down in the basement. I know it's our joke.
Or just like that weird girl. Like, I remember when I was growing up, there's always that like really weird girl that was hardcore into it where you're like, ooh.
Yeah,
but
she's
now
the
it's
one.
everybody.
She's the one with the turquoise hair, and she's got the ferret tail on her, you know, on her belt.
Like really weird, right? But not anymore. Now it's like everybody can do it.
But that's actually such a funny point that you bring up, Marissa, because it's like, yeah, video games, we do bring out kind of the wackiness in all of us, and we are kind of a wacky fan base. But then again, I see channels like ESPN's 208, and they're showcasing wacky games on television, such as cornhole. I mean, come on now, cornhole out of all things. So
cornhole is fun.
It is fun, but televised, I just don't necessarily know that's the case. But with that being said, will esports find its place on cable TV?
I think so. I think so in the future, as long as, you know, the viewership is there, the profitability starts to show itself with all you know, different actors in that play. Look, where there is money, people will chase it. You know, I hate to say that that's at the end of the day, right? So if it's profitable for networks to show this, yes, absolutely. Gaming is growing, viewership is growing. I don't see why it wouldn't be in the future for cable TV.
And I have to say, the special effects in games are so amazing. So I'm not a big gamer person, but I actually love to watch someone else play. Like, I am that weirdo. I'll sit back and I'll be the backseat driver. Like, hey, maybe you should go left. No, don't do that. But I enjoy it because the graphics are so amazing. And like, I'm like immersed into it.
And Marissa, there might be a place for you in the future because Dan, I mean, let's switch topics and discuss what in the world is a metaverse, because this might be a place for Marissa. Because my overall question, and we've been kind of discussing this for like the last 2 months, but is the metaverse a new concept, or did Mark Zuckerberg himself create the meta?
No, I mean, look, as long as there have been online communities, there has always been a metaverse. Remember a game called Second Life? That's a metaverse digital experience, man. You could be anything you want there. And you could go even more meta than that. You go meta upon meta. Like gaming invented meta. I'm sorry.
Yes, snap. Thank you.
That's so funny that you say that, because that's what Marissa and I have been telling our listening audience for the last 2 months, because it's like the metaverse wouldn't be entertained as a concept without the influence of video games. I mean, am I wrong?
No, you're completely right.
And even to jump on that, before the video games even was sci-fi books, because all this metaverse, all that stuff was already being written about 1960s and up. Okay, and that's where video games are coming in that world. So just saying, as a reader.
Oh, so you want to even go back more historically. I mean, look, life can be a drag, and we want a way to escape. And escapism is through our metaverses, whether it's plowing into a book, by Edgar Allan Poe, or the latest video game by Tim Schafer.
Yep.
Okay?
Right. But I know Mark Zuckerberg has big ambitions for Facebook's Meta, but I'm not quite sold that our generation is embracing his cyberspace. So has the metaverse become the new place for product placement? And before you even jump on this, Dan, I had this like weird epiphany of how that would all work out. So like, let's say I'm finally married, I have my wife, but she hates video games. But Epic Games has this deal with big supermarkets, so she joins the metaverse. We're all wearing our VR headsets, and we're getting hefty discounts if you buy or shop within the metaverse. So with that being said, has the metaverse become the new place for product placement? I just saw the Jordan brands featured on Fortnite, 2 days ago. So like, what is going on?
I think that's ultimately the goal, right? That's the goal. That's usually the business model of most digital products. Get the eyes. And so the eyes are then equated into dollars. And if you have people willing to get their product in front of those eyes, that's where the money's at, right? And this metaverse concept, you can introduce ads in a very organic way where it's relevant and it's your preference. It's served up to what you need, Chris, what you need, Marissa. And that's pro level advertising.
Yeah, that's just insane. I mean, Marissa, does that intrigue you? I mean,
Yes.
Myself personally.
I already told you I want to be a cyborg. So I am like all about virtual world. I love it. I'm a huge, I don't know. It's like sci-fi. I've dreamed about having wings, the one eye that can like read anything you want really far away. Like I would be that cyborg.
All right, you heard it first. Marissa is a cyborg. Thank God this show will be thriving in 2300.
And Chris, you'll be like that head in the jar.
Yeah, right. Or I'm going to be the head in like God of War, and you're just going to be carrying me around like Kratos on his belt. I mean, that might be me, the headless Chris. But Dan, obviously the console wars are over for now at least. But a new conflict is here for video game fans to debate. And with future video game series such as Halo, Uncharted properties, also Ubisoft, like Assassin's Creed, do gamers see their favorite franchises make, hopefully a successful jump to another medium? But I guess, because I'm kind of fumbling on this, but I think the bigger question is, how are games today be presented moving forward? I mean, should video games stay remaining as animation, or should they go live action?
No, what you're seeing now is gaming IPs, these intellectual properties are no longer just restricted to the consoles or the PCs in which they're experienced initially on. In order for something to really make a cultural penetration, you have to have medium across all sorts of different platforms. That's movies to music, to animation, to manga, like anywhere that someone's willing to digest and consume that entertainment is where we need to be. And gaming, because of its mass audience adoption, has seen that growth. We're seeing Uncharted. Tom Holland is playing as the main protagonist in Uncharted. It's incredible. We've seen World of Warcraft go full blockbuster movie style. Like there are some awesome entries into TV and film. And look, I want to see that stuff. That's an extension on the experience that I have in the game. So if there's other opportunities for me to connect to that brand and identify with it, I'm going to do it.
As long as it stays true to what your vision of the brand is.
Exactly.
Because too often Hollywood steps in and to like hit a box or do anything, they change something and you're like, no, that is not how it's written.
No, I think
as
that's
a reader, it drives me crazy when that happens. So in video games, even worse.
No, Marissa, you're so on it because I kind of cringed a little bit, Dan, when you said you got excited for Uncharted. Because I mean, yeah, we get excited for Tom Holland, but when I see Mark Wahlberg being casted as Sully, this is probably like my 10th million time screaming this out. How pissed off I am over that casting.
Yo, Marky Mark. Why you gotta hate on Marky Mark?
Why are you gonna hate on Marky Mark? Well, you know what, Mark? You want to get punched in the face live on air? Join me here on the Chris Collins Show. I'll tell you who the real Sully is. Damn it. But moving on. But because I get so upset over that. But Dan, I mean,
that's how you really feel.
I'm trying. But Dan, I mean, live action is a different beast entirely, and the stigma against animation, at least in the West, is, you know, live action versions carry a greater sense of legitimacy and prestige. So as someone who works in the gaming industry, do you see it this way?
Again, very biased. I love animation, and I will always go for animation because there's more creative freedom that, a lot of animators get to have. The thing is, you take these big ass IPs like Uncharted, and you're going out and you're pitching for funding and you're looking for producers who are going to say, oh, that's a huge IP. And I can see the value here of developing this on-screen world with key actors. I mean, subjective that you hate Marky Mark. I personally love Mark Wahlberg.
Well, I love him, man. I love him. Okay, hold up, full disclosure.
I think it's because like Dan and I are closer to age, so we know the Marky Mark like world.
You guys must have misheard me. All I'm saying is I have a bad taste in my mouth when I see Mark Wahlberg casted as Sully. Anything else is totally fine. Okay,
you out of the metaverse. Get back in there.
Yeah, you throw my ass in the metaverse for all these outlandish statements, I guess. But you know what, Dan? It would be so wrong during our time on the Chris Collins Show not to discuss, the holiday season, because it is the month of December, and there are a lot of games out there that I know a lot of kids and adults want to play this year. And this is kind of a two-part question. What's the hottest game on your list? And then second question, in the world of Ubisoft, what is there to look out for in that universe?
Okay, 3 games to look out for this holiday, all right? Final Fantasy 14 Online Endwalker expansion. That's going to be a big one. That's coming out December 7th. Among Us is hitting consoles now. Oh, yeah.
You think that's going to get popularity? I was kind of skeptical at first. I thought that would only realm in the PC world. I know Fortnite stole the idea.
It's still being played, so why not roll it out to the console? Yeah. Wow. And then there's Halo Infinite as Xbox exclusive. That's going to be huge. Yeah.
That is going to be so much fun. And like all my buddies were telling me that it was like for free on the PC. And I, now I wish I was a PC gamer. So Marissa, why don't you become that PC gamer so then I can go over to your house and we can play?
100%. You want to buy the game console for me? And
no. You buy the game console.
You want to buy all the technology that requires it?
I'll install it and then we'll move on from there.
You don't have a girl. You could buy it for me.
Oh, okay, gotcha. But Dan, we wanted to have some fun with this. I think this is like the perfect time to bring you out into the mix because you are a video game guru. And Marissa and I wanted to have some fun with you and put you through the ringer on how well you know your video game history. And Marissa, if you have the sound cue, let's hit the game show music. All right. Question number 1. What video game depicts a gorilla throwing barrels down a flight of stairs?
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong is the correct answer.
Hell yeah.
See, we're just kind of getting you a little warmed up. We'll see as it goes. How well Dan Mitre knows his video game knowledge. So number 2. What was the most popular arcade game in the 1980s?
Oh,
come on. You have to know this. You played this in a pizza joint, sitting there with your parents.
Man. I mean, there's Mario was very good. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Tube.
Pizza joint.
Yeah, I think that's a big
Can I give you any more hints?
Think of pizza joints. Like
what was it?
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man.
Yes, pizza joint. The little joystick.
If we had the boys in the avenues coming on, they would have been like,
it was like pizza joint, homie. Pizza joint.
I mean,
it was close, but this one,
not even close. Ninja Turtles.
I'm just trying to make it feel good, okay?
Thanks, Marissa.
So we'll go with number 3. What video game allowed you to play real-life simulation for computers in the 1990s?
Oh my God, real
So the
life
key word, real life.
Sims.
Come on.
The Sims, yes! Dad's got it. The original Metaverse was The Sims.
I love The Sims. I used to make the doors disappear, and then they would walk around starving to death.
Starving to death? No, the best was when they couldn't get out of the pool, and you would just like dump their ass in the pool, and they drown, and then you just see the fire department, and they kill them too, and the police, and etc. But
Yeah.
I don't imagine that's where the Metaverse is going in the future. Please, Zuckerberg, if you're listening, don't do that.
I don't know. It's pretty popular.
But number 4, what popular video game was purchased for more than $1 billion by Microsoft?
Very hard.
Oh,
Very
it's
hard.
a hard one.
Yeah.
It's more relatable today.
Wasn't that Minecraft?
Ooh.
Amazing!
Wow.
Amazing!
Yeah,
Dan gets
Minecraft,
it.
but not Pac-Man?
Some people would have.
You threw me off with the pizza thing, okay?
They're in every single pizza joint growing up.
I mean, I guess I have to lead with. Dan. I mean, that was the only time you gave him a hint, and he epically failed. So, like,
It's in every single, you can actually still find it in like Shakey's
that's true.
Pizza.
I mean, he's doing really well. I'm very impressed right
3
now,
out of
Dan.
4.
We're gonna do number 5. The
this is
word
good.
Atari means what?
Oh, damn it. I watched a documentary on this too.
Yeah, this is a really hard one. I would
That's
have
a
never known.
Tough one. I
What
don't
word
know.
Atari means?
It's some Japanese thing, isn't it?
You know what? I
believe so.
I didn't go that deep into the
I
research.
believe
am
so.
so
Atari sounds Japanese.
Do you want to take a wild guess for
Here,
fun?
let me give a hint. What do Japanese really like in life to be?
Badass, like elite.
Close.
A ninja?
But if I was a parent of a Japanese kid, I would want my kid to be.
Not on drugs.
Yes. Of course.
Yeah, these
So
are all.
Japanese parents, I think, have higher standards than American parents. Okay.
I didn't even
I'm
realize
just saying.
we're coming up with our own video game console now. What does Atari mean, Dad? Give it to us one more time.
Not on drugs.
Yay,
Not on
no,
drugs.
eh.
Yeah, that's not the.
Successful
Actually, success.
or success. Excuse me.
Success. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so I would have never known. That's kind of wild, but
Japanese parents want their
Listen,
kids to have
that was a
success.
hard one. We had to throw Dan a curveball for
That was
sure.
good.
But this one, let's do number 6. What popular video game featured an artificial gun that you would hunt ducks with?
Oh, come on.
I grew up on this.
You literally gave the answer in your question.
What?
Marissa knows this one, huh?
But Dan, you are on the hot seat, though.
Well, it was duck hunt.
Yeah.
Yes.
I loved that game.
This
That was
one is the finale for all the gems. Let's see if Dan is the video game guru. We all know he still will be even after this, but no pressure. Even though I'm creating all the pressure. Let's get it. Number 7. What was the first video game character to have a balloon featured in the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade?
Oh, wow.
This is hard.
This is very hard.
And you could ask for a lifeline.
The first video game character. I'm going to assume it's a Nintendo character of some sort. No? Okay, lifeline me. Lifeline me.
Okay.
Sega?
The favorite color is blue.
Sonic?
Sonic the Hedgehog is the correct answer. The
You never would've got it.
first balloon featured at the Macy's Thanksgiving
I
Parade.
can't believe it's not Mario. I would have been like
thought.
Mario.
You would
and
have thought
Luigi.
Mario or Pikachu, maybe. You know, that's kind of what I was thinking.
No,
But no,
Sonic.
Sonic the
Little
Hedgehog
Mohawk.
was the
We
very
love him.
first featured at the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade. But you know what, Dan? Those were really hard. You were 5 out of 7. We love you for it, because to be real with you, I probably wouldn't have gotten anywhere close as Dan Mitre, the
Just
one
the
and
old
only
ones I
him
would've gotten.
himself. But Dan, you have been so incredible. This isn't the first. This is not the second. This ain't the third. This is probably like the 4th time you've been on the show. You're such an amazing cat. We love you for that. And for anybody in the CCS family that wants to check out your Twitch streams, where can they check you out?
Oh, you know what? I'm not on Twitch anymore, so don't check me out.
Don't check me out. Okay, he's got new visions. He's got new movement. You know what?
Project.
When you're in the gaming industry, you're consistently moving. I know you got new music that you're making all the time. Maybe one of these days, starting the new year, we can highlight that for you. We love you, my man. Dan Mitre, thank you again for joining the Chris College Show, Millennial Talk Show.
Bye.
Ciao, Bella.
We'll see you around, my man. Peace. What's good, listeners? We're going to do something a little different today because we have a brand new music podcast out now on Off the Fret. More music talk, and joining us for our second ever Off the Fret episode is all the way out from Southampton, UK, and that's our boys, the Royals. And also, we're excited to announce also our third installment of Off the Fret, featuring the boys out in New York, the Phoenix Within. We're so jazzed. We're going to be beginning that pre-recording starting on Monday, so keep a lookout for that at the end of December. But we really wanted to show you guys some exclusive clips. If you haven't checked out our Off the Fret episode with the Royals, we're going to show you just a little snippet just to get you excited. So if you want to watch this after the show, do your part, do your thing, let us know what's good. But the clip that we're about to watch is Royals being asked the question, does the band rely heavily on streaming platforms as its top priority? So let's have a listen. You know, you just referenced Spotify, Alex. So that's exactly where I'm about to go, especially when we're talking about this kind of industry talk, because there's no denying the mind-boggling amount of music being uploaded to streaming platforms such as Spotify. And I don't know if you guys know this, but over 60,000 tracks are uploaded every single day.
Wow.
60,000 tracks every single day. That's every 1.4 seconds. Or if I just farted during this interview, there was a brand new song that just came out.
Bro,
I'm just saying.
I'm sorry. I hate fart anything. You have to throw it in there.
Exactly. And as we were just talking right now, a whole EP just dropped. I mean, that's insane. So I'm just saying, so like, does the band heavily rely on streaming platforms as its top priority? I mean, what do you guys think, Tom and Alex?
You have to these days, I think. Streaming's it's a blessing and a curse, like you say. You know, you're missing out on those days of seeing a video on MTV or something like that. But at the same time, you know, we don't have to stand outside a gig venue in the freezing cold handing out CDs like to get more listeners, because you can put music out there and someone halfway around the world might hear it and pick it up, and you can set up adverts to go to those. It's, yeah, you know, although you might not get as much money as you would from physical sales when you're a bigger artist, like all we really care about is the listeners. And if we can reach more ears by, you know, getting on Spotify playlists or, you know, just reaching a wider audience that way, then it has to be a priority.
Yeah, I think if something's big, it'll be silly to not try and be on it. You know what I mean? We'll try and be on anything.
Let me throw you this, because there is a quote that's not very popular, I would say, with musicians in your guys' world. And the CEO of David Icke said, you can't record music once every 3 to 4 years, and that's not going to be enough. Do you guys agree with that statement? Do you think that, like, you have to record music every 3 or 4 years to be a successful artist today?
I feel like with us, I also think, especially when you're starting up as well, it's your new fans will want to hear what you're going to do next. So I personally think but you shouldn't obviously rush things. So I would just think that you should just try and make as much music as you can. I think, like, also as well, if you have loads of really good ideas in your brain, you can't be like, it's only been 3 or 4 years, so I've got to wait a little bit longer to record this, because it could be amazing. You know what I mean? It could be
right.
I think it's like, thing is, as soon as I get an idea and I'm like in the shops, I have to just run back home, get my guitar, film it straight away, and as soon as I can get into my studio, then try and get it down and try and get to Luke straight away. You know what I mean? Like, if I get an idea in my head, I want it to be like heard as soon as possible. I couldn't just like have that and have to and force myself to wait so long just to record something. I think also as well, like, there's no such thing as like too much music from one person. If you're making things and people really like it, I think just keep going.
And I think that's such a powerful message from the boys and Royals. And I do want to highlight what's so special about Off the Fret that Marissa and I have been working our tails off for is that this is such an immersive music experience. So if you're a music lover like Marissa and I, you're going to absolutely hands down enjoy this amazing interview with these boys because we break down every single song off their latest EP, A Spark to Ignite, along with actually premiering the music videos inside the interview. So you guys are in for a treat.
Good.
It's really good. I'm not just saying it because, Marissa and I were like highlighted and we're just the shit.
No, it's good.
But it's really good. And Marissa, if you're ready, let's show the CCS family what's good by playing Royals' music video, Gone, live on the Chris Collins Show, Millennial Talk Show.
How many times will you do me wrong before I leave you gone, gone, gone? I'm better off alone. Can you look me in the eyes and tell me that you really tried? I see your heart's not in this like mine. Now I'm left here all alone. I feel so lost. Now I've got these monsters in my head. They just won't go away. They keep me up at night with no escape. And I bet you never even realize I see right through your lies. How many times will you do me wrong before I leave you gone, gone, gone? Words are left unspoken, promises were broken. Now you're just gone, gone, gone. And I'm better off alone. You said you had my back till dark, so I must be dead. You made your bed, so sleep in it. You got me running round in circles, wishing I could go out, but I don't know how. And as the silence gets loud and the pressure keeps on building, the voice inside my head is asking, what should I believe in? My mind is racing, the fire is burning out. 200 hours on repeat, my head's filled with doubt. How many times will you do me wrong before I leave you gone, gone, gone? Words were left unspoken, promises were broken. Now you're just gone, gone, gone. And I'm better off alone. Don't know why I put up with your bullshit attitude. Looking at me like you got something you wanna prove. I won't let you ride my way for free and just sail through. Now I'm asking if I really need you. How many times will you do me wrong before I leave you gone, gone, gone? How many times will you do me wrong before I leave you gone, gone, gone? Before I was left unspoken, promises were broken. Now you're just gone, gone, gone. And I'm better off alone. I'm better off alone.
That's what's good. That is Royals, and that's their track Gone off their latest EP, A Spark to Ignite, out now. And you know what's also out now? Our brand new podcast featuring the Royals in our second episode ever. So if you want to check that out, it's wherever you can listen to podcast at or on our YouTube channel. So right after this live show, give us a like, give us a subscribe button, hit the follow, you know the drill. But also, we want to remind everybody, we're excited to also announce, there's a lot of alsos today in this segment, but we have a third installment coming real soon featuring the boys out in New York City. the Phoenix Within. They're going to be joining us for more music talk. So keep a lookout for that later in the month of December. But Marissa and I, we're excited to share an exclusive clip from our interview with Royals. And what you're about to see is Royals explaining the importance of music videos today. So when you're ready, Marissa, let's roll the clip. One of the biggest things that I love about you guys that I don't see too many artists doing today is you guys have a music video for every single song off the brand new EP. Even when for Fair Weather Friend that we just watched right now, that's a quarantine music video. But I thought you guys put a very fun spin to it because
I like the spa. You're sitting in the spa.
Right, yeah.
Thumbs up.
But I guess my biggest beef with up and coming bands, I mean like the bands that are in their first 5 years, it's like when you don't put out music videos like this, how are the listening audience supposed to put a voice to that face? It's kind of like radio nowadays. I mean, the millennial audience wants to see video on air production. So is that was something very important in the early stage of Royals to like go, we want to do this. This is the way to go moving forward in the 21st century.
Do you want to take it? You were there at the start. I was going to say that it was definitely a conscious decision, like with the EP. I mean, we've thought of that consciously to be like, yes, each song needs it. I mean, the amount of content you get from a video is such value for money as well, because you've got behind the scenes clips, you've got you can cut it up for any different platform, you know, you can reuse it, repost it. But if you don't have any of that, there's nothing visual to go along with the song other than the artwork.
Yeah, and I think as well, when it's an album, it's a bit different because you usually with an album, it's like the single releases are the ones that have got videos. But when it comes to an EP, you know, because there's not many on there, if we were having to pick which ones get videos, we're technically picking which ones we think are best, which is a route that I wouldn't want to go down. I think if we're picking which ones are best, then technically the ones that aren't best shouldn't be on there because we don't feel like they're best. So the fact that we think that they're all worthy of being on there, we should all do their justice and do music videos for them all. If that makes sense.
No,
it does. Because if it's not, if you don't think the song is worth a video, then why is it even on your EP? Like that's the way I would look at things. Like every song should be worthy of a music video. Otherwise, why have it on?
I mean, I grew up in the glory days of like Headbangers Ball and, you know, and the MTV when they actually used to play music videos. So like I cherish watching those kind of music videos today. I mean, do you feel like there is somewhat of a disconnection when it comes to, you know, the listening audience and music videos when it comes to the Gen Zs?
I mean, it's really funny because I usually only do YouTube when obviously I'm watching stuff on my big TV, but like obviously if I'm out and about, if I'm driving, obviously I'm always going to play Spotify. So you know, like I kind of at first was kind of when we first started doing this, I was thinking like, do we need to do a music video for everything? But as I've kind of like in a few years down the line got sort of more into like how all of this works, I just realized how kind of like important it is. Also as well, you got to think of it like a massive CV. Like, you know, if you're trying to promote yourself by sending your stuff out to everyone, you don't really want to like send just like a Spotify link. They probably want to see you as well. So yep. I think music videos is the best representation of like when you're trying to send stuff out to people as well.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, can't you just think of Instagram, TikTok alone? I mean, even if you just put that little teaser, snippet of the music video, like I'm seeing with our boys out in Animal Sun, which we, you know, might as well announce it now. The boys in Animal Sun are going to be joining us next week because they gave us an early look and listen of their music video. And I saw this morning that they actually posted a tiny little snippet to get their fans excited. That's what it's all about. So if you're an up-and-coming musician today, really think about the power of visual representation. It's not all about the ears all the time when it comes to music. People want to feed off that energy. And I think that's what's so crucial and so important that Royals is vocalizing today. And let's show the CCS family what's good by playing Royals music video, Worldwide Catastrophe, live on the Chris Collins Show, Millennial Talk Show.
The selfish greed, the freedom in your company. As we struggle to belong, how can we be strong? The only thing to pull me through is the fire in my heart and these pictures of you. Were we born to follow or made to lead? I'm not going down easy. There's got to be a better way than just to watch the world go down in flames. We could be the tidal wave. Can we right the wrongs we made and shine the light that leads the way? Will we pay for our mistakes and wash away the pain? Hold on tight, we will weather the storm. The darkest time comes before the dawn. We won't be defeated, the hopeless mistreated. Stand up and fight for what you love. There's got to be a better way than just to watch the world go down in flames. There's got to be a better way than just to watch the world go down in flames. We could be the tidal wave. Can we right the wrongs we made and shine the light that leads the way? Will we pay for our mistakes and wash away the pain?
Yeah, that's what's good. That's our boys Royals, and they joined us for our very second episode ever of Off the Fret. More music talk. And, Marissa and I, we just wanted to kind of chime about this just a little bit before we move on to the next segment, but really wanted to let you guys know why this is so exciting. I mean, one of the cool things that I don't necessarily see in these long format podcast interviews are we actually implement the music videos with the artist. And I think that's such a cool feature. Like, don't you feel like that's the biggest thing
And I
that's
feel
missing?
like, to be honest, back in the day when MTV was doing this, because they were the ones that really brought in, there was a music video, people liked it, let's bring the artists in, let's talk, but they would never show the video. They would only do the clip, right? And so they would just assume you already know the video. And here it's like, okay, we're going to talk about it, but let's show all the hard work that they did and put into it. And one thing I love about the Royals is these guys are such amazing people. They're easy to talk to, and how they present themselves in their music is also how they are in real life, which is really nice.
It's so true. And I love how they always bring a visual cosmetic to each and every song. Like, there's not too many artists that do that today. And we also have to give a huge shout out to even the Phoenix Within too, because they are going to be a part of our third installment of Off the Fret, more music and more music talk. And as I was doing my my research, getting prepared as a host, to get in depth with these kind of artists, I was really intrigued. And it gets me excited for these up and coming artists because they have 12 songs on their brand new album that's out now called Overdue. And 10 out of the 12 have videos.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
That
is awesome.
Like, I would have been impressed if there was 6. But the fact that it's 10 out of 12, that's just insane. And, and I think that's a big message for up-and-coming bands. When I say up-and-coming bands, those are like that first 3 to 5 years. If you could take these notes from these artists, sky's the limit for you. But we got more left on the Chris Collins Show, Millennial Talk Show, so stick around. We got good things coming. This is what's good because there's so much negativity on channels 2 through 11. So Marissa and I, we like to break the mold and show you guys what's good. So growing up in Sierra Leone, a young man who saw a problem and was determined to fix it has been awarded international prizes for excellence in innovation. So Jeremiah Thoronka invented a machine that delivers electricity to homes through absorbing kinetic energy from vehicles passing over roadways. So the device powers 150 small homes, doesn't rely on changing weather patterns, and needs no battery or external power infrastructure. So let's see the great Hugh Jackman award this young man this amazing prestige award.
And now we come to the moment where we announce the winner of the Global Student Prize 2021, where we honor one exceptional student that has made a real impact on learning, the lives of their peers, and on society beyond. Someone who will use this platform to give voice to the students all over the world. And of course, with the title comes $100,000 award. So I am delighted to announce that the winner of the inaugural Chegg.org Global Student Prize is Jeremiah Thoronka from Sierra Leone. Congratulations, Jeremiah. You've made an enormous difference to your community and far beyond. I'm sure that you will now use this incredible platform to make an even bigger impact. On behalf of all of us, we wish you the very best of luck.
I just think that's so cool and so genuine, and to see A-list celebrities join organizations like Chegg.org to highlight these young innovators around the globe, I think is such a powerful thing. I mean, what do you think, Marissa?
No, I love it. And I think organizations like this, because of media, we're able to actually reach out to all parts of the world. And people who have great ideas that might not have had that access to show them, these organizations is what bring them to the forefront to get the funding from philanthropists. So very awesome.
And you know what's so funny about his innovation is that so many people thrash this concept as being not reliable, not able to work out. But the fact that this young man was able to power up over 150 small homes, I think speaks volume for the future. I think that's such an incredible thing.
In high traffic areas, it's amazing. Like I live off of Foothill Boulevard and it sounds like the ocean because there's so much traffic. So I was like, please, I'd like to have no electricity bill. Go ahead and give me their energy.
Absolutely. I mean, it just seems crazy, especially when you, like you said, the concrete jungles of LA and West Hollywood, anywhere in SoCal. I mean, you can easily make this kind of technology thrive. And out of the 3,500 contestants, Thoronka picked up a $100,000 reward, which is incredible for his work at Chegg.org Global Student Prize 2021. And, you know, we wanted to give another shout out again to our amazing Just Talking guest, Dan Mitre, who is the Associate Director of Community Development at Ubisoft. And he's just so cool. And we also wanted to give a big, announcement, because we still got a show coming next week, right, Marissa?
So we actually have a full house next week. So who are coming on?
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. Returning to Just Talking is the one and only comedian Marcus Hawkins. And the reason I wanted to bring Marcus on, just to kind of give people just a little quick snippet, is I kind of feel like the comedians today have created this wokeness. Am I wrong? Am I onto something, or am I dead ass wrong?
We'll find out. We'll find out.
Marcus, and also our Strike a Chord guest is going to be Animal Sun, debuting a brand new music video for an upcoming single. You're in for a treat the day the live show happens. And if you like what you're listening to, go to thechriscollinsshow.com and become a member today and get that free CCS t-shirt. And don't forget to check out Off the Fret. More music talk. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Let us know what's good. We really want to thrive off your energy. And for now, enjoy the weekend, fam, and we'll see you next week. Peace! The Chris Collins Show presents Music Storm 2021, hosted by Chris Collins and Marissa Pitts, featuring Tiana Kutcher, Some Daggers Wear Red, Desmond Walker, Doulos, Saturn Till June, YT Will,
It feels good to be the bad guy. Walk these shoes, you'll see why. Look at things from both sides, ain't nothing like the
Easy, man.
one thug. Lord, show a little mercy on one thug.
The Phoenix Within.
There's more weight in my words than you give me.
Chloe Wilder. Jonas and I.
Burn bright enough to ignite the aurora down.
Kane. And Animal Sun.
So tell me how do you see reasons to carry on?
Music Storm 2021. Available on YouTube Live. Peace. Our brand new podcast, Off the Fret.
I love it. It's more time to chat. Hello.
You would look
Can you
so
hear me?
jazzy.
I love your outfit.
How far would you go to start playing live music again? This slaps harder than my ex when she got her stimulus check. So, are you here to bring the sexual healing with your music? Everything is everything, and I guarantee you're gonna hear this song in the future. I love the flow, man. Politically charged album. So if you get easily offended, this might not be the album for you. Brand new podcast, Off the Fret.
So excited.
Has Kim Kardashian accidentally sent you a coochie shot?
Do you want to stay there? It's completely your choice. Or you want to...
I feel you. And you know what? I love it. Off the Fret. More music talk. Peace.